Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, Caucasian female, former teacher, Seoxually assaulter, and rapist of boys. The minimization of that. Again, today's topic is the topic today is Caucasian female, former teacher, sexually assaulter, and rapist of boys, minimization. Now I said rapist because I'm not gonna say the word on that. Rapist, right? On that. See, the thing about it is you'll have some personnel in certain parts of society will say, wait a minute now, why did you have to sit there and bring race into it? Because it's not all not listening to that nonsense, not listening to it all. And for me, again, as I get older, my patience is thin and thinner to listen to nonsensical deflectionary tactics because I got that, my little pieces of understanding that in this supremacist system, which is the most awesome mental manipulation force that has ever existed, they have to create constant chaos, and especially toward numbers of American blacks, with few exceptions. And in this situation, the thing about right by the true supremacists is also the subsection of white feminism, which it themselves is a type of uh, uh, brilliant feminism manipulation force. Because in this society, when you start talking about certain women within the predominant culture, it's then again why you got to bring up race, because again, it's not all white. No, I'm not playing that. See, when that person started doing deflectionary tactics, the person could just take themselves to the highest volcano or take themselves to a show volcano and just throw themselves inside. You have a better chance of surviving that fall in molten liquid lava than sit there and try to play deflectionary tactics toward me, should I say. And I'm pretty sure maybe a very few amount of other people. Because I observed right through this nonsensical game. I've been observing this stuff for years. Because in this system of supremacy, right? See, the playbook has consistently been for so many generations. You minimize various criminality relating to certain women within the predominant culture, and you must maximize as much as possible uh, some numbers of American black males that do some wrong things, and you must blur that out on some type of as much as possible main media overall. You must have people writing how many articles about this, talking about black criminality are the most silliest, stupidest, most it should be most comical and not in a good way when you hear somebody talking about black on black crime as if American blacks are the most criminal element in Americas. when in the crime stats, the number one person who do the most crimes is white males. But the slippery supremacists, right? And they have some honorary personnel that want to be personnel like within a predominant based culture, right? And even unfortunately, you do have some personnel that have deep dark skin, medium brown skin, and different other places that you say, wait a minute now, how can you come from this particular continent or this particular islands to what the ones this applies to, and then you have hatred for the American black man? The audacity of that, because you got personnel that look upon certain ones within a predominant culture as godlike. But again, that's a Harvard scenario. So in this situation, see, it's okay, right, for the blurring out of showing some kind of black male doing criminality, right? Oh, today's news or some kind of article. Oh, this particular black male, he didn't rob this person over here. Oh, another topic, or another main media type scenario, some kind of news somewhere, some kind of articles. Oh, black male sit there and mata, some type of woman or women, and another article or another showcase in the main media. Oh my goodness, look, there were several black males sitting there robbing that store, and these are some minorities just come over to America trying to sit there and work hard and do the American dream. Go to hell with that game. Go to hell with that game. A different topic, however, on that. But we start talking about again certain numbers of women within the predominant culture, then it made media. They'll show a little bit here and there when it's about the ratings. That's all. When it's overall about ratings, oh, it's really like, oh, we got to play something on here because this other news channel or this other news organization or whatever it is, they brought this up. So, we got to bring it up too. But again, it'll be shown for a little bit and depend if it goes to trial for a little bit or it's talked about a little bit and stuff like that. It's such a rarity, right? Because it's all more about ratings, or they'll play something and talk about it for maybe a day or so, maybe a few days, and they go about their business. But then again, over and over and over again, various parts of main media, uh, uh, articles and other personnel that want to blur out. Oh, look at this again. Another black male did this. Black on black crime, black on black crime. But they never talk about white on white crime. They don't want to talk about, I'm talking about in a larger way as they should and they won't. They don't talk about white female on white female crime. They don't talk about white female on white male crime. They don't like talking about stuff like that, should I say. You see how this game goes? So it's all about the minimization when certain numbers of women within the predominant culture commit heinous act of criminality. So, like in this situation here, there was this uh, white female in Tennessee, and she was arrested and charged with robbing. Raping. I'm not going to say the word. She was charged with robbing a boy at her home in 2021. And they said she was also accused of sexual misconduct with multiple juveniles. Talk about how this particular white female, about 38 years old, and after these allegations of inappropriate contact with children under 18, she was arrested. It talks about how children's services were contacted about these allegations of sexual misconduct that had been reported involving a teacher and a former student, underage boy student. And this teacher was at this particular academy, this school academy, and she was suspended without pay on August the 24th of 2023 after a parent came forward with allegations of abuse. It's funny. It's not funny at all. How it's this allegations, right? But at the same time, when it's something dealing with numbers of black males, oh, black male did he rob this store today? It's not. Oh, he allegedly did that. Oh, black male sit there and a black male did a black male did this. This is a sidetrack of half a second. Oh, a black male did this to this particular culture. Give me one second. He did this. Black male did this. One sec. He did this. A black male did this to this store owner who was Asian. He said, which Asians? There's many different types of Asians. What are you talking about? And there's Afro Asian personnel too, but shh on that. But when that happened, oh, especially in the last couple of years or so, actually haven't did it last several months, but say 2023, by 2021, piece of 2022. Oh my goodness, it's this is almost like consistently, right? It was like consistently. Oh, we got to do something about end violence against Asians, but they won't really ever talk about Asian numbers of Asians that hate American blacks, and to this day, quite a number of American numbers of Asians that hate American blacks now. It's easy it can be shown examples and examples and examples of examples of examples that left and right? But that's a different topic. So the point I'm making is that see when it's dealing with American black male, I'm not talking about some gullible ones or some sellout ones that just don't understand that they're being used and all that kind. I'm not talking about them. So anytime it's dealing with some kind of American black male that's doing unfortunate certain type of wrong, it must be escalated and showcased out on various types of main media. It must be that way. But when you sit there and start showing, like in this scenario, give me one second here. Wrong button. Here, wrong button. Give me one second here. Oh, wrong one. When you start showing things like this, give me one second. There we go. When you start showing images like this, it's like, oh my goodness, we don't want this to come out and be shown left and right as it should. Right? Oh, they don't want that. They definitely do not want that being shown. But continue with the story. So this particular sexual predator and rapist woman, after she was arrested for inappropriate contact with children under 18 years old, and children's services contact enforcement about those allegations of sexual misconduct have been reported involving a teacher and a former student. And I was just saying, I said that she was suspended on August 24th, 2023, after a parent came forward with allegations of the sexual abuse. And then after that, they said multiple juvenile victims, boys, said they became friends with their former teacher, then began playing video games and interacting with her on social media. And this led to this particular 38-year-old white female sexual predator, sexual assaulter, rapist, sending inappropriate photographs and requesting sexual relations with the boy victims. They talk about how enforcement continues to investigate basically these type of terrible exploitation and abuse of these young boys. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. The heinousness of that. And you said I just kind of read that, and you hear some people that will be like, "Oh, okay, that's yeah, that's kind of terrible. What you know, what she did." That's kind of terrible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of terrible. Now you vice versa that, and just put, say, a black male form a teacher, 38 years old, and he sexually assaulted her and he robbed some. I think in this situation the boy was like 12, I think 12 years old, something like that, 12, 13 years old, and the other ones were under 18, underage anyway. But say if it was vice versa, and the black male former teacher did that to a 12-year-old girl, and then after that he robbed some 12-year-old girl, and then after that you have multiple juveniles under 18 with their parents or grandparents coming forward saying he started, requesting sexual images of them and stuff like that, or sending sexual images of them while basically he was trying to groom them online. Oh, it would have been hell. It'd have been emotional juices going up and down saying, "Oh, we must have justice for the girls. We must protect girls." But then when it's about boys, oh yeah, that's a little bit of anger. Oh, but it's not no extreme Godzilla anger. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Because it's all about protecting girls, right? And protecting women. But you start talking about boys, let's protect boys. Oh, well, I guess. Yeah, because it's all done on purpose. See, you got personnel out there, white feminism and supremacists. Oh, they wish they can have a Wonder Woman society full of women, and they can use men when they can, and others they will just disregard males. Some of which they can just disregard males altogether, like in Wonder Woman, like the animation, the old school cartoon or new cartoons or whatever it is. They wish they just disregard males as much as possible. But if a man came up with a Wonder Man, male utopia, and they would just use women for benefit to produce children, especially boys, and whatever the girls, or whatever happens to them, disregard or whatever. Then, oh, that couldn't happen. That couldn't happen. That'd be sexism, misogynistic. You hate girls, you hate women, patriarch society. I know that game so freaking well. I don't even get into arguments with nonsense like that because I know the game too freaking well. And won't even argue about it. My patience is too thin to be arguing. There's other people like arguing, that's on them. I'm not going to argue. There's no benefit for me to do anything like that because I see through the game. But now, with that being said, so again, you have some person in society that be doing that don't see what they actually saw, or what I'm sitting there showing you, or what I just read. Oh, they pretend they didn't see what they saw or heard about. It'd be just like this. I see nothing, I hear nothing, I know nothing. I see nothing, I know nothing, I hear nothing. Right? That's what it'll be, right? I see nothing. I don't know nothing. Nope. So let me read some of these comments I was looking at before closing the show on this. They talk about how this woman had two kids. Yeah, that's one thing. She had two kids, I think, and I think she was married. So if this true, this woman is married, and it looks like from the picture I had looked at. I mean, it has looked like it was a very, very nice, well-to-do middle school house. Very nice, but that wasn't good enough. And I'm pretty sure her husband probably makes some good amount of money himself, right? So they, on the outside, oh, they did real, real good. And you see the catastrophic monsterness of a sexual assaulter, rapist mentality, what she's did. Mm, mm. Sad. And so they said this woman had two kids, and I think she is married to this comment. At the door, she is married at the door. When she was getting carried off, looked like a ghost at the door. That's what I was saying. So the person said this woman had 2 kids, and I think she's married. And then I'm just saying that at the door, it looked like this guy was inside the door, and looks like that might have been her husband, right? And the way he was looking at it was like in disbelief. And again, she was teaching fourth grade, so she was grooming these boys. Where was the outrage? True outrage, not artificial outrage. True outrage, right? Of course not. The other comment said, "Poor little baby student. I can only imagine that this lady must have dragged him, kicking and screaming, into a back room and threatened his poor little life." See, again, minimizing. And there is quite a number of women out there in society that think like this, and there are some males that think like this. But overwhelming, it's going to be numbers of women that have hatred for anything dealing with maleness. Boys, and especially males, they hate boys. They hate males. And now they get in a relationship with a legal age male because sometimes economics and things like that. But they wish they can just rather be with more women society, right? But no, but most people want to talk about that in disproportionate how many relationships between woman on woman has quite a number of domestic abuse, but that's a whole different topic. Most people don't talk about that. But like in this comment right here again, going back to this comment, minimizing, right? Because the same person you asked this question, if that would have been a male that did that, right? And so she's 12 years old, and some guy or some woman that's no some guy said, oh, well, 12-year-old girls these days, oh man, they're maturing faster and anatomically. They're already a lot of times smarter than boys, and stuff like that. So I mean, how do you know that that she don't have relationships with that male? Oh man, boy, that guy who would have said that would have caught hell, because most people ain't hearing that nonsense. But again, in this kind of comment right here, they want to sit there and pretend that oh, that it wasn't really as bad as people try to make it seem like, because it's minimizing. Next comment saying, oh, somebody else said, would you be saying this if the genders were reversed? Good point. Another comment said, why do 90% of these cases involve women? Insane. See, most people don't talk about that. Because if this was vice versa, and this was male teachers doing that, you best believe there will be extreme outrage. And even when you do see some male teachers, not many teachers doing that, oh my goodness, boy, it's a gigantic outrage, and you must protect girls, and misogyny, trying to control young girls, and we got to do something to protect our girls. They are the future. Oh, but the hell when it's the other way around. Oh well, boys fend for themselves. Oh well, but it's still so easily saw through. Uh, the other comment saying she needs to actually get sentenced. They let the females go easily, and this is coming from a female. And here's the problem. So what if it's coming from a female? As if there needs to be some kind of validation here. If it's a male saying that, oh, he's just being toxic, masculinity. He's just trying to control the narrative. Oh, because I'm saying if it was a male teacher that did that. Oh, it's a male teacher doing that. Oh, he's trying to protect maleness. Oh, all that nonsense and stuff like that. But this game's ridiculous when you know what you know in these little silly tactics and deflectionary tactics. So they say, okay, this is coming from a female. They said, lock her up. She isn't safe to be around children. No, you know what? On that. Next comment. I just don't get it at all. Like, she's cute. She could get a man her age. She was married or is married. What is she thinking? And it's like that apparently this personnel is what they call a simp or a super lack of confident guy, and it's quite a number of lack of confidence guys who think a woman like this is good looking. I saw a picture of her all made up with makeup. Oh my goodness, totally darn different. And then her body, I was like, right? And to each of their own, right? But to sit there and sweat this kind of woman, when you see her, look at her face, looks dried out. Hey, ugh, right? And you got some males that'll be like, oh my God, boy, she looks good. Boy, and white females laugh at this stuff. Cause they say, oh, those guys sweating somebody like that. Oh, that means they couldn't get a decent, truly good looking woman. Continuing, you can only imagine how messed up her marriage, as I said earlier, you can only imagine how messed up her marriage must be for her to turn to a 12-year-old boy. The loneliest person on earth is somebody who feels trapped in a bad marriage. I doubt that very much. Not the loneliest person on earth. Makes no sense. It's like, oh, how you travel all around the earth? I don't think so. But the point is, there are some valid points in there, right? You feel trapped in a bad relation, and there's quite a number of people like that feel trapped in a bad relations, and especially in various parts of Western society, where this is a different topic. I don't go into all that. Where they know how many males get screwed left and right in divorces. How many 50% of whatever it is, a little bit more determined by however legality, however on that, right? Child support, however, alimony, however, depending, and stuff like that. Oh, well, what do you expect a woman to not get anything? We're not talking about some woman that was making a minimum wage and this guy was making 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. She should be owed something on that. We're not talking about that, right? But that is not the commonality. So stop. Because now if you change the dynamic, and oh, some celebrity or some other woman, she well to do, she made more money than the guy, and then they get divorced, and the male gets child support or alimony. Do you have how many women flying off the damn railroad get mad? See, that's the hypocrisy on that. So it's not about feminism. It's not about equality. It's never been about equality. It's about control of maleness on that. But that's a different topic in itself. And see, white feminism, they are so stupid. They're great, but they're stupid because they really think that those no males that haven't figured this bull crap out what they're trying to do. Right. But the problem is not enough amount of males that know the game. Uh last one, they said which is kind of a good comment, but kind of naive comment. They said the $1 million question seems to be echoed by all of us. Not all of us, but I know not literally, obviously, right? They saying, what the hell is going on with all what no all these women and not just married women who are moms as well having socks with children, underage children, boys. It's like some sort of crazy sickness is going on around these women teachers, and other numbers of women that they see at least 3 reports a week about some woman teacher having socks with students. First of all, that's not even true. It ain't some three, especially to my within the country of America. You got 50 states. Man, it's more than three or per week. How many different times gigantic violence ain't are not shown? And then you start going to Harvard, certain other countries, and seeing how some of them are doing some of the same thing. No comparison to America, but I'm saying you, it happens more and more and more than 3 times a week. And you know what? The system of supremacy and white feminism says again, they want to make sure to minimize it. Because if this was shown, if more males were shown even more and more and more sexually assaulting underage girl, doing heinous rapists of girls, there'd have been major outrage. And besides, oh, that guy need to be castrated. He needs to be put in the firing squad. How many some numbers of males saying, give me 5 minutes? No, 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 give me 2. No, no, give me 1 minute with that the sexual pedophile male, that rapist male, and I'm gonna show him, man. So he want to get with some underage girl. I'm gonna sit there and show him, right? You see that? That's that. But how many of them was same males that when that person's son or sons is sexually assaulted by sexual, pedophile former teacher or non-teacher woman, or she robs the young boy or young boys, where's that same fear and extreme outrage when it happens to a boy? You know what happens then? You know what happens then? It gets very quiet. And this is why the continued degradation of boys will continue beyond what it should, because of not enough males that are putting uh, the heat upon numbers of political figures to tell them and have other agencies and entities that you must do more to protect boys, and you must do more to bring down the hammer upon personnel like certain types of teacher women, the ones who commit these heinous acts against boys, especially boys, and sexual predatoriness and rapists of boys. There must be a hammer put down upon them, because how is it that this continues to keep happening more and more and more and more and more and more, right? Because because none of those same predatory, sexual predatory, sexually assaulter, rapist type women, be it numbers of former teachers who were doing this or non-teacher women doing this, is something that's screwed off in them that they feel that they can do this, right? And take the risk. Because if it was vice versa and a male was doing this, you best believe there'll be all kind of pushes to get something more done. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP show. So I appreciate you taking time to listen on that.